Hi there. So I have pondered, and what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take out this fine A2091 hard card, copyright Commodore, with all the magical little stickers. Boxer, and you know what? I mean, hard drives are all, they're hard drives. But this one has what's called a quantum drive. I always liked them. I don't know why. Maybe they just sounded cooler. I don't know. But anyway, this card is out. And I'm going to very carefully put it somewhere that it will not fall or get hurt. And then I'm going to come back over here, and out will come this 8 megabyte memory card that is sadly only populated with 2. But as all the rest of everything here is in sockets, it means more could be added. I will have to look up. There are on here a couple of jumpers. I am suspecting that the jumpers need to be how they need to be to tell it if it has more RAM. So I would like to think that I will find more chips that would go in here so I can fully populate this. Because right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, shocking. There are 16, which means there are, to fully populate, chances are another 16 plus 16 plus 16. So, only 48 chips required. But there are 2 jumpers. I would bet J1, J2. They need to be adjusted should I find RAM for this board. So, I am going to put this card that is working also in a very safe place. So those actually, they should have been screwed in and secured, but they were not. So now, okay, well, there seem to be more screws missing. So it looks like the only screws that would be keeping the thing, the assembly, the whatever it's called that holds the power supply and all the mounting places to put things, it appears that it is now, it was being held in by just the screws in the front. I'm not sure why that is the case, but that is the case. Ooh. Must be careful about how you take these things out. I think I just bent the pins a little bit on the power connector, but it will go back in. And now, there's still the disk drive thing to be dealt with. Now, is this really loose? Is it ready to come? It seems to be. So now that I have moved it a little bit, I am better able to pull out. Woo! The power supply is indeed loose. So there is power supply, disk drive, place for another disk drive, place for a hard drive or some other thing. And I'm going to put this down. Once again. And what I would deem very safe place. Now, so here we have the beautiful Amiga 2000, which was an HD. And it does look like the battery has done something here. Certainly I can see, you know how if you leave, a regular battery in something too long, and then you go to take it out, you might see some white stuff on it. I do see. Oh, look. Here's another sticker. Final test by 33, whoever that is. So anyway, if I bring this up here, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. That makes no sense. One thing I do sometimes get irked by, not majorly irked, but sometimes irked, is when I go to film or record things with the iPhone, even though I have it in a horizontal position, it doesn't do it that way. So, let's see here. So, I have this in a horizontal configuration, absolutely, positively. And I'm just trying to find a place to secure it, or set it, so it will not hurt anything. But I can get a good view, because I can see there is corrosion on this battery. And then I must figure out how to hold it securely, because the whole thing is wanting to move. Maybe if I zoom in all the way and hold it here. No, that's not really working. Alright. This looks like a good place. Hello. Hello. Okay, so here we are. Sorry for the movement. That did not go well at all. I'm going to back out a bit and find a better place. Okay, that looks good. So here we are inside an Amiga 2000. And, indeed, there is the battery, and indeed, from the looks of it, it has done something. Has it done anything that hurts anything yet? It does seem the answer would be no. That it seems that everything is still working and happy, but definitely it's corroded. You see that white scum on there, and I do see around it on the board, I guess, traces of leakage, but it's still working. So I want to be really careful, but I got to get that battery out. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right. So it's funny, on this circuit board there seems to be more, in places where there's nothing, there seems to be more like golden colored stuff, and definitely some of it around this battery is missing. So we're back to the same question of, am I going to take the board out and try and do this from the bottom with a solder sucker? Am I? And you know what? The answer is, maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm crazy, but the answer is no. Because, I had trouble getting the battery out with my regular iron. I did. So And I think the chances of me having trouble again are pretty good. And I think the more trouble I have, the more time it takes, and the more potential trouble there is in the long run with this whole process. So I'm just trying to get a light nice and shiny on that location. And maybe I can find a place to put the video that you can share in this moment. The last time, as you remember, was not one. I did have it sort of down the side of the machine. What is that looking at? Oh, that's looking at the soldering iron. Well, that's... no. I sort of had it jammed in by the side here. What is it? Oh, there are always wires. It may be that if I took this phone out of its case, it would fit really nicely in between the slots. It might. Sheldon! Sheldon has come. It's been a long time, Sheldon. Hi, how are you doing? There's no real place to jump up here. Oh, okay, so where I just had the iPhone sitting will not work because it just fell. But you know what? Sheldon is in the house. This is Sheldon. We rescued Sheldon and his sister. Their mother was killed when they were this little. And I don't know how many kittens, hi Sheldon, yes, were taken to a vet close by. And they found them homes. Yes, hello Sheldon. Sheldon has a very good purr on him. He has come and visited a lot, or used to, and then he stopped kind of coming, but here he is. Yes, Sheldon is a long-haired version of his sister Penny. Penny is a little smaller, or maybe it's just because she doesn't have as much hair. Yes. Okay, so Sheldon, I'm about to unsolder something here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I know. I know, Sheldon. So, Sheldon, look at the nice people. Say hi. Yes, I know. Hang on, let me see if I can get you up a little more. Oh. He's not a very heavy cat, but sometimes awkward. And he does have claws, so I must be careful. Right, Sheldon? Yeah. Sheldon, have you come to warn me about the dangers of soldering? Or you just come to say hi? Sheldon, I'm over here. Sheldon. Okay, Sheldon. I gotta get the iPhone figured out here. There you go. Hi. I have to sort out I would like to do it at a different vantage than the last time. I would. Because really, that corrosion on there is quite something. Hello, Sheldon. I know. I see you. I see you. Yes, I do. Sheldon is jumping at my leg. Yes. Ooh, hey, maybe. Remember this wild flashlight here? careful, I can find a place to sort of set this flashlight and then lean the phone up against it to get a good view of this operation. And I am so close. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to start recording. Okay, so here we are inside the Amiga 2000 HD. I have my, seems to be a hair across there. I have my Weller soldering iron in my hand. I have pushed the button in, and now I'm waiting for it to heat up. There does seem to be, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Hang on here. Okay. Right. I am putting my finger back onto the trigger. I want to have this heated up really well so that when I apply it, it very, 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 very quickly loosens up the solder and lets me, I really don't want to have this thing on the board very long. So I'm taking a little bit of solder. So we have some smoke, but it's not overwhelming smoke. One of the things sometimes I find that happens is these things are, the implements or the irons here are connected at the end, and sometimes you've got to give that a little twist because maybe it's not making the bestest connection. Let's try that again. Okay, we still have smoke. So, I have my little wee screwdriver. I'm going to put it in position, and I'm going to introduce the iron. And I really don't want to do any damage here, but I want to get that where I can get it off. Okay. Woohoo! That's one side. Oh, well, I think the phone has moved, but I don't know when it moved. Okay, so there you can see that the battery is half out. And you know what, now that I think of it, I'm not sure I can get it the other side from this location. So, we'll stop this. We'll stop this. Maybe, because this would just be much the same as the last time I did this, maybe recording, oh that's hot, oh that's hot. Maybe recording this is really not essential. So, the screwdriver is ever so gently going under the battery. The soldering iron is going onto the end of the battery, and I'm gently prying. I think I have one. I'm not sure. Okay, I see some smoke. One. Okay, well, it flew off. Okay, so the hot soldering iron can go cool off up there. Well, it looks like it has come off okay. But of course, have we done any damage? I would like to think the answer to that is no. So, time for a quick close-up, if I can find it. Okay. Okay, so here is the battery I have just loosened up. When I go around here, you can see at the end there was corrosion, indeed, on both ends. This, by the way, the battery is not where it should be. I just set it here so I could see it. So, this is the Amiga killer. But this one was working just fine. The battery has now been removed. I'm going to put things back in, and hopefully all is well and good. But if we go back, gently, carefully, to the location of the battery, we can see if we look over here, there's all this pretty gold stuff on the circuit board. All around. When we go over to where the battery was, pull back a bit, it does seem that maybe there has been something that has leaked out of there and, you know, taken that pretty gold stuff away. So, it is time to put this back together, see if it still works. Okay, so it looks okay. So I guess the first thing is to take that battery out. Oh look, there's another one just like it. I haven't thrown the other one out, but I will. So I'm going to snag the power supply and the disk drive assembly, etc. And I suppose the first thing I will do after putting the power cord back on and the disk drive thing is I will with great care, the disk drive controller cable is just a bit of a pain. I mean, it's all fine. It's just a little too close for comfort here. Okay. Are we on? Okay, we're on. And now the power connector. And now I will get this all seated nicely. It has little perfect places for it to be, I think. Okay. So, the power supply, which is not really secure, I will slide to the back. I will get the power cord. While the power is off, I will stick it in. Now, in goes the Amiga 520 video adapter. So without the RAM, without the hard drive, let's just see what happens. Things are flashing. It should come up and ask for workbench. Woohoo! And so we will give it workbench. And it is coming up, and it is doing its thing. And since one thing of course you may know, I really don't like losing screws. And I don't think there's any reason for me to take this out at the moment. Yeah. So once again it's doing that thing where it's telling me that I have to put the disc back in. But it did that before. So, I am not concerned. So we'll get that secure. The power supply is not secure, but it's okay. So, pop out the disc. We will get the RAM card. And put it back where it was, which is the first slot. The first Amiga slot, not the first slot. The first slot is the accelerator slot. And there is no accelerator in at this time. And then we'll get the hard drive and its card. And we will put it in. It's in the third, 1, 2, 3. There are little guide places which are very helpful. You just got to make sure you get them in the right ones. So the hard drive is actually in the first of the bridge slots, which of course would be where the bridge card goes, but we don't have a bridge card. And I don't think I have one either, anywhere. Who knows though? You never know when you open up a machine what you're going to find inside. So, we have it back the way it was. Best as I can remember. So, let's turn it on. Let's see. It is flashing appropriately. The hard drive is making its noises. It tried to go off the floppy, but of course there's nothing there. So now the hard drive is doing its thing. The hard drive activity light is flashing. You know, I really think they should have put more LEDs on things. Okay, so we have dodged a bullet. And what is the bullet? This. These. This is the bullet. I don't know what caliber it would be, but it's big and round and not too long. But definitely, this bullet has killed many an Amiga, but not this one. So, what's the next step? Well, I've been able to test the cards here, somewhat. Not the hard drive ones, but the accelerator cards, and they seem to work. That's always good. I wish they were fully populated with RAM, but they're not. So, the soldering iron is in a safe place cooling. The machine is seeming to be happy. It has 3 megabytes of RAM. No, not gigabytes, megabytes. So, we have done no harm, which is always a good thing. And I guess the next thing I have to do is look around for more Amigas and see what I can see and see what I can find and see what I can test and see what's what. Because I know there are more Amigas to be checked out. So, anyway, I'm pleased. Another battery bites the dust, and no harm was done. Even though, obvious corrosion. And obvious, well, to me it looks like obvious something on the board. It may be, because I believe, for quite a while, I had this machine in the basement, and it was not sitting flat. It was up on its side. So I haven't looked at, oh, the case wasn't on here, but who knows, maybe it being stored on its side kept the worst of the bad stuff from going right onto the board, and maybe it dissipated elsewhere. I don't know. Anyway, it works. I'm pleased. Life is good. Stay tuned. The exploration of these old machines continues. And yes, I'm going to get back to the pet soon. I am. Soon. I am. Bye for now.